Now we have a couple of people logged in already, and I know there's more coming soon, so that's good. And this will be recorded and put on YouTube in case it's missed. All right, so it's 1 o'clock. Bülent, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm really excited to have you present to our group. And I think the topic that you're presenting, AI, is something that's a hot topic that's going to be staying around for a while. It's not a fad. I think it's here to stay, much like how the internet was in the 90s. So I want to thank everyone for participating. And if you have any questions during the presentation, feel free to raise your hand or write in the chat. I'm going to be moderating as we go in. And Bülent, if you want to introduce yourself, I know you have a list of credentials, and I don't want to forget anything. So I'll turn that introduction over to you.
I will make it very, very short. So my name is Bülent Uyanıker. I'm a physicist, and we have a company called Data Spackle, and we provide AI, machine learning, computer vision solutions to enterprise level clients. And in the last 14 months, approximately, I believe, we are working on a large language model, which is a transformer model that is very much similar to ChatGPT, but it is more focused, and it's only using curated data in the healthcare field that is encompassing dentistry, physiotherapy, mental health, primary care, and I think eye surgery, ophthalmology, and wellness and fitness. So it's basically the application of these new emerging technologies, large language models, into the healthcare field with a secure algorithm that is using only peer-reviewed information or regulations and such, so it's not really getting its data from the internet. That was the premise, and we are very happy that we were able to launch this application, and it's functional. At least it is primarily functional, and we are going to be going into a beta test phase. In that phase, we are expecting to make it known, but at the same time gather information from the professionals, their feedback, and improve its functionalities as well. And there's a couple of things that we're going to be showing you today. How was that?
Great. Thank you so much. Perfect. And so I know you've showed me the Effie program before, and we've had many discussions about it, but I know for many of those joining us, this will be their first peek at it. So why don't we show them how it works?
Sure. We can just go over the ideas, what led us to come to this, and so on. What is functionality, or just directly hop on the application itself. But let's just share the website, if you like, Monica. And from that website, we can navigate around and just try to give an idea of what's happening and what does this application look like.
Okay. Just going to go back to the home screen. There we go.
All right. So here the idea is using these large language model or transformer idea, whether it's possible to come up with a solution that is acting like ChatGPT. It is basically not only acting like ChatGPT, because we are an AI company, we can gather all that information, what's happening in the background, and we can harvest all that information using AI, machine learning, or natural language processing techniques. And that is the idea. Basically, is it possible to use these technologies not in the conventional way that it has been used in the past, but at the same time, leveraging these technologies, can we combine large language models with AI so that we can provide more process automation or any other automation in the clinics with the help of AI in the background, and in the foreground, some sort of a large language model. So that is the idea. And if you scroll a little bit, we can just show some functionalities of this. But basically, these are the health domains currently the algorithm is trained for. We have approximately 800,000 documents on top of a foundation model where we can answer questions about dentistry, physiotherapy, primary care, ophthalmology, fitness, wellness, well-being, as well as mental health. The algorithm knows about the glossaries, knows about the jargon, knows about all the information that you can find in any dictionary, including some of the regulations that are just published by governing bodies and so on. So it is comfortable in chatting all these things using in a very similar way that ChatGPT does. But this has some interesting parts of it because, first of all, we need to, when we are doing this, especially in the healthcare field, we need to be secure and we need to be compliant with the existing GDPRs, HIPAA, and such kind of compliances. So we are putting all these things in place. The premise is it possible to use your own data for your own clinic and respond to your patients by saving time for your clinical staff? Because what we know is the time the clinical staff, your personnel is spending is very valuable. And the statistics are telling us that approximately 38 to 40% of what's happening daily in a clinic can be automated. So the idea here is it has two phases, whether it is possible to help the clinical staff for the admin work or a lot of rudimentary things that's happening and stealing time from the clinical staff. But at the same time, is it possible to communicate with the clients, provide them a different customer experience, so to say, or the patient experience, by educating them, by giving them information, by giving them instructions? It can be extended into filling the forms or even just going into, there are some discussions that we are having with several dentists, even in the form of just going into the insurance documents and so on. Some of these functionalities are in place. Some are in the making, and some of them are not in place. And that is actually one of the ideas why we would like to have a beta testing for this 3 to 6 months. All right, so if we scroll a little bit down, we will show you the areas that we can actually extend this. We can just go for process automation, supply chain, and customer onboarding, digital transformation, and many other things that is visible over here. By the way, this website is alive, and if you would like to go Effie.cx, you can have access to that website. All right, so this is so much, but this is just what's happening in the front. That is the patient-facing part of the application. And there is also a version that is just happening in the background, meaning that we are just getting a lot of information, harvesting all that information for the clinical use. Because in a regular website, in a regular chatbot, what is happening is that the information you are getting is very limited. You can simply look for wherever people clicked and so on. But if there is any conversation happening between a virtual assistant and the patient, then it is possible to gather a lot of information, including demographics, including their names, including their IP addresses, including the inquiries they're just making, and how many times they're visiting, for what reason they're visiting. All that information can be used and processed in the background. All right, maybe it is better if I just take over the presentation so that I just go over to the dashboard part just to show you what's happening. Then we will have a little demo on the actual large language model itself by asking real questions. Can I take over, Monica?
Sure can.
All right. So let's just try to do this. Here we go. I hope it is visible.
It looks good.
All right, wonderful. So this is the page. Oh, just before I forget, there is actually, since this is a large language model, this algorithm can able to generate content for your clinic. If you go to Insights over here, you will see that there are some content generated using this tool all by itself. So this is just generated by Effie. For instance, AI in healthcare, if you just click here, you're going to be seeing a blog post that is generated by the algorithm. All right, that's so much. And if you would like, if you're interested, you can just have a look at it later on. So this is the patient-facing portion of the application, but there is the background. If you just log in to here we have a sign-in part. If you log in, you're going to be seeing a dashboard that is going to be giving you information about what is happening. It will be looking at the number of patients you have, the total users that you have in your clinic, that's your clinical staff. And these are the number of queries that you are getting, and number of queries converted into actual appointments can be monitored here in this last tab. So these charts monthly will tell you how many people are visiting, how many people are just getting into interaction with your clinic, and how many of them are converted into actual appointments. And you can monitor them weekly, and just you can see how many visits and the patients and how many appointments are done. Obviously, you would like to figure out why they are just coming to your website. So that is an important part of it. And you can do analytics of that one. Here, these are just dummy data. You can see that 80% of people visited because of toothache, and 7% is gum pain, and so on. So you will have the statistics daily, weekly, or monthly. You will have the statistics why people are making inquiries or engaging in communication with your virtual assistant. And obviously, you can figure out some sort of device analytics if you want. You can see where they are coming from. Are they using mobile devices? Are they using desktop? And so on. And you can also, by leveraging the IP addresses, you can also figure out where they are coming from. So these are the primary statistics that we have put over here. But obviously, in this phase, we will be asking feedback from everybody or the testers to figure out what other type of information they would like to see or make the statistics or harvest. Obviously, if you would like to go individual patients, you can just get a lot of information from the patients, because in the background from the conversations, there is always, for each conversation based on the time, a summarization is being made so that we will have historical information about the patients. So based on that data, if you would like to do predictive analysis, if you would like to see when they're going to be coming next time, what do they need possibly, all these information can be harvested and provided to the clinical staff. Here we see, again, the dummy data over here. But if you would like to see individual conversations, you can just click on the patient and you can get the actual conversation. Again, this conversation is just totally dummy. There is no meaningful data over here. All right, so this is the first part, but what is actually happening is going to be a lot more interesting, in my opinion, is that this part, the upload FAQ questions, this part is actually very instrumental. It will be very instrumental because the large language models have all that information from reliable resources, but they don't have the information about you. If you would like to come up with an Excel sheet or a very simple document that you can generate your own questions and answers, that can be very, very clinic-specific questions, like where is the parking lot, or are you just accepting, or just do you do direct billing, or are you accepting patients, or whatever, what is your specialty, all these kind of questions that you come up with, and you answer yourself are going to be in this place. So you can upload your frequently asked questions, and the algorithm, while responding to inquiries, will check this FAQs right from the beginning, and it will be responding accordingly. So that is going to be one of the most important settings. And obviously, you can change your logo, you can change the color of your chatbot, and you can just update several information from here as well. So you're going to be having all the list of conversations, and you will be seeing all your patients in one go. And these are going to be your users that in clinic, they are going to be working. So this is going to be your staff, and this is going to be your company profile over here that you would like to change, edit, and so on. So basically, this is going to be the background of this one. And here we have the dashboard part.
And to everyone who participated and watched, and to everyone else who's going to be watching on YouTube when we are able to post this up there as well. Everyone have a great weekend. And Bülent, thank you again.
Likewise, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to talk with you on these topics. I'm very fascinated with this collaboration. I hope we will be preparing and coming up a tool that is useful for the clinics and the healthcare system, especially because it is going to be reflecting to patients at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, it'll be a very useful tool for both the patient and the practice. So thank you again. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a good week. Bye.